Reflections. Worldview. Excerpts from Farinaccio, Faith with Reason. In his book Faith with Reason, Farinaccio writes, presuppositions are at the heart of worldviews. Let us define worldview. The German word Weltanschauung is the source of our English word worldview. It means a point of view or way of looking at life. Simply put, that's how we see things. You see the world through a particular lens. We believe our worldview is solid. We say, yes, absolutely everyone does, or this is how we see things. It serves as a benchmark for us, a foundation of understanding. It's how we make sense of the world and the people in it. It's the glue that holds our faith, lives, and experiences together. Our worldview is the lens through which we attempt to make sense of the entirety of human experience. It stands for the unique spiritual perspective each of us has on the world. The foundation of our worldview is comprised of our most fundamental assumptions or presuppositions about the nature of the world. All of our presuppositions are linked together. They intertwine to form a framework of fundamental convictions. To a large extent, our fundamental presuppositions structure our entire worldview. When we do this, the entire universe is projected onto a screen for our perceptual consideration. Farinaccio stated, people's beliefs are linked by linguistic meaning, logical order, evidential dependence, causal explanation, indexical and self-conceptions, etc. To say, I see a ladybug on the rose, is to affirm and assume a number of things at once, some obvious, example, the use of English words, one's personal identity, a perceptual event, categories of bugs and flowers, physical relations, others more subtle, example, one's linguistic, entomological, and botanical competence, the normality of one's eyes and brain stem, theories of light refraction, shared grammar and semantics. Our worldview is ultimately a faith view because of the many assumptions we make, such as the uniformity of nature. Any worldview, whether explicitly religious or ostensibly atheistic, is grounded in certain assumed truths. Faith permeates all worldviews, whether or not they are formally based on a canon of scripture, a declared creed, or any other formal religious system. Each worldview has its foundation in a set of metaphysical assumptions about the ultimate nature of things. Never does it come down to a contest over who has more faith and who has less. We all possess an innate capacity for faith. Farinaccio gives attention to metaphysics when he says, all men presuppose, whatever the name they use for it, a synoptic view of reality as a whole. We will continue to call it metaphysics. Many people make it a goal to figure out the world for themselves. They do this in an attempt to arrive at their own conclusions about the nature of reality. By saying, I believe that reality consists of such and such, they are essentially making the claim that this is what reality consists of. In contrast, those who hold to a biblical worldview do not use their own subjective assumptions as a means of building explanations for the world around them. They start out with the premise that the Bible's depiction of reality is accurate. Both Christians and non-Christians immediately start approaching every topic from the lens of their own worldview. They view the world in different ways. The role of worldviews in debates about the nature of God, humanity, and the cosmos is crucial. They get at the heart of our fundamental assumptions about the world. Therefore, disagreements in worldviews are to be expected. It's inevitable that we'll have differences of opinion with people who hold viewpoints that are counter to our own. As the Bible is believed to be God's actual word, it holds a central place in Christian belief and practice. Those who commit to a biblical worldview actively seek to view all aspects of life through a biblical lens. Every tenet of the Christian faith is grounded in the Bible and is accepted on faith. Believing Christians take the Bible at face value, assuming that God has spoken with final authority and that what God has revealed in the Bible is true. John 1 verse 1 reads, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. All Scripture is breathed out by God and profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, and for training in righteousness, that the man of God may be competent, equipped for every good work. 2 Timothy 3 verses 16 to 17. Ultimately, everyone arrives at a belief in the truth of their own reality based on the assumptions of their own faith. Everyone has a religious worldview, so there are no neutral areas in life. During his presentation, What is Truth?, Dr. Del Tackett wisely stated, "Behind every truth claim of God is the very character, nature, and being of God."